Hi everybody, welcome to video number 3, what I did next after being diagnosed with breast cancer. And this topic of this video will be all about telling friends and family. So the first people that myself and David went to speak to after I was diagnosed was my parents, about the kids, talked about who we needed to tell, how we were going to tell people, and what was going to happen next. And you know, at this stage we thought it seemed pretty short term, the treatment. It would be radiotherapy, it would be surgery. The surgery was going to be around August, and what did that mean in terms of support? We then decided that we would speak to the children very quickly and be very open with them, and we did that evening. What you learn when you're telling people this is everybody reacts in such different ways, and you are in a position of strength to some degree because you know what you're going to say, and these poor people that you're talking to are absolutely not expecting it. And everybody is their instinctive reaction is to go back to a memory previously, or something they've read, or an experience, or whatever, which then kind of gives them the reaction that they have. And you might have people crying, you may have people that don't want to, or don't know what to say, or maybe want to look at the lighter side of things. So it's very different for everybody, and give people time to digest it. And with the children it was exactly the same. Both of them reacted in completely different ways, and not the ways that I expected. My daughter was very outwardly emotional about it, wanted to know more about it, wanted to talk about it, and my son was very internally facing, so he kind of took it away with him to digest it, and I needed time of peace and quiet. And I suppose the biggest tip that I could offer you here around telling your children is to just talk about the facts. Give them any information that you're not really sure about, just give them what you know. And when you don't know the answer, be very open and say you don't know. A really good source of support here is your breast cancer nurse that you are assigned to when you're having that diagnosis. And I did seek some advice particularly around Sam, because being very open and extrovert, I found that very difficult to know what to do, that I didn't want to make it worse. And some great advice about really saying to Sam, look, I'm here when you need to talk to me about it, but I will not hassle you, and I will not keep asking you if you're all right. And actually we did that, had that conversation, or I said that to him when we were on a trip to a football training, and we were in the car, so we weren't looking at each other. It wasn't a very intense situation, we were both looking ahead, and it was a great opportunity to talk to him without him feeling that I was like looking at him waiting for a reaction. And actually that worked, and he did start to talk to me. My parents sort of were there to talk to them at separate occasions, and I also asked their best friends' parents, who they went to their houses often to also just maybe talk, if you need anything and you don't want to talk to your mum, we're here. So that was really useful. And I also spoke to the school and informed the form tutors, just to maybe also keep an eye on them from a school perspective. So quite a lot of things to do there that kind of gives them a little bit of comfort and support. And we'll probably talk more about their reactions as we go through other videos, but that was the initial sort of discussion. And then I went down a list of people that I'd made in my head. David spoke to his sisters, I spoke to my brother first, I then spoke to my best friend, and then all of the people that for me, I knew that I would need their support, and there was a list in my head and I knew who I needed to speak to. And I did that over a number of weeks. It wasn't something that I did in 1 or 2 days. I did it over about 3-4 weeks, and did it at moments where I had the energy to have those conversations. But definitely that was how I did it. And what I will talk about in a later video is work, and how I dealt with telling people at work. Again, if there's any questions that you've got, particularly around children and talking to children about this, or even, you know, close family members, just put it in the comments and I can respond to them after this video. Hope you found that useful. The next video will be all about the kind of sort of personal plan research that I started to look at, knowing this information that I just received.